Couldn't Be Happier by Zandile Koketso Chelani, Tsodilo Junior Secondary School, Ngami District. Narrated by Tsholofelo Kgoganne Kgosi. Tshwaragano Junior Secondary School, Maun.
I was awakened by the sound of kids babbling outside. I looked out through the window. Free-spirited, cheerful children played outside. They had nothing to worry about. How I wished my life had been so free, so perfect like theirs. My life was a lie. Sometimes I even believed I was cursed. Or was this my destiny? Could fate be so cruel? Sesame! My mom called from the kitchen. It was 8 a.m. and she was about to leave for work. As a cleaner at the local clinic, my mother worked hard to ensure that I didn't sleep on an empty stomach. "Make sure you take your meds as prescribed, okay, baby?" she said, patting me on the head. I nodded as usual, as if I would do as told. Every time I was supposed to take my medication, I would throw it down the kitchen sink, fill a glass with water, and pretend to be swallowing the drained-away pill. Mother thought I took medication because, as they showed, the pills got finished in the box, only to be refilled time and again. Oh, how careless of me to refill pills every month as if I used them. Lots of people were dying out there because of lack of treatment, and I was just wasting government resources. How irresponsible. My best friend Tabby was the only closest person whom I shared almost everything with. But she didn't know I had HIV. I was ashamed, and I wondered what she would think of me. I only found out recently too that I had this deadly virus, since birth. Mother thought she would tell me when I was more mature because she didn't want to hurt me. My soul was hollow. I had suicidal thoughts at first, but I realized that taking my life wasn't going to solve anything. Also, I didn't want to leave my mother by herself. Yes, I loved her that much. To me, ignoring treatment was the only solution. I thought I did myself justice. It felt good actually because it made me forget all about the dark cloud I was under and live a free, perfect life. "You have been down lately. What's eating you?" a concerned Tabby asked. She must have noticed my gloominess and my being down most of the times. "Don't worry, friend, I'm just stressed by the oncoming exams." I forced a smile on my face. "Oh, don't you worry, I believe you will face them. You are smarter than you know," she alluded. Tabby always knew just how to cheer me up, made me smile even when I had no reason to. She brought out the best in me. I loved her so much. The second checkup was fairly good as usual. My CD4 count was normal. The doctor just encouraged me to keep on taking treatment. For a moment, I wondered how come my CD4 count was at that level when I wasn't taking treatment. Perhaps my body was just performing miracles. Mother was quite impressed, I guess. I was impressed too because my tactics were being cooperative and not letting me down. "I am so happy for you, my child," Mama said. I smiled and nodded. For months I went on with the act, throwing the medicine down the sink. One fateful Saturday morning, I was surprised that Mama didn't wake up as early to go to work. I noticed she was sick when I was woken up by a dry cough from her bedroom. I rushed to her bedroom, and to my shock, the floor was covered with thick blood. "Mama!" My voice trembled. I sat by her bedside and she was breathing heavily. The duvet covering her bed was soaked in sweat and spatters of blood. She squeezed my hand firmly and I could feel her wrist temperature. "Call an ambulance," she said. I instantly dialed the emergency number, and within a blink, the medics arrived. I watched as they shoved her weak body onto the ambulance. I remained behind. Lots of questions running through my mind. What if she died? What if I was next? 2 weeks passed since Mama had been hospitalized. The last time I checked up on her was the very first time I had seen her so weak, so sick. I couldn't bear the pain of seeing her suffer so much, so I cried every now and then. I could see that her end was near, and she too could see it. She held me by the hand firmly. "You have to be strong, my girl," she mumbled. "I wish I was, Mama, but I am not. I'm so scared of losing you. Ke tsile go sala le mang fa o ile? Please, don't do this to me." I wept. There was a long pause. "Just be strong, Sesame. Please." Before she could finish talking, I could hear the machine beep. Her hand released mine. A cold chill ran down my spine and I could feel a streak of sweat on my forehead. I knew instantly that I lost her. "Mama! Doctor!" I yelled. The medics rushed over and took her away. I remained alone in the vacant room. Reality stung me, telling me I was going to be a loner soon. I knew I was going to die if I didn't swallow my pride and take my medication. 3 months was just not enough for me to get over Mom's death. I already told Tabby about my downfall. She comforted me, like all true friends did, and I always felt better when I was around her because she was my source of strength. I told her about my status too, and her reaction was far much better than I had imagined. She still loved me so. My stay at Aunt Siddi's was quite awesome too. She treated me like her own. More like a princess. I felt lucky. With all that love that was over me, I couldn't see any reason behind ignoring my medication. I realized that I could die anytime sooner and help the people that loved me the most. I made a life-changing decision to take my meds. It was life-changing because I lived positively and happier. I could smile and not have to force myself into smiling anymore. I couldn't be happier.
Take-home message. It is very important to adhere to HIV medication and attend medical checkups as directed by health personnel. This story illustrates the value of a loving and supportive friendship or family in managing the human immunodeficiency virus.